Hi, this is Danny Chambers, St. Edward Basketball, and this is Ohio Sports Net.
This is Matt Gonzalez from St. Edward High School, and this is Ohio Sports Net.
It's one of the all-time classics, that's what I'm going to say. I mean, first of all, you start with a crowd. That's as many people as I've seen packed in there in a long time. There's 2 or 3 games in the history of my tenure, the last 20 years, that I've seen a crowd close to that. Tonight was right there. So, electric atmosphere, and high school basketball, that's what it's all about. You know, the kids, you know, people are focused on them. Two pretty good basketball teams battling out on the floor all the way down to the end. I mean, it was a great game. It really was. And obviously, I'm saying that more with a smile because we ended up with more points at the end, but that game could have went either way, and we know that. And I think it was just a joy to coach. It was intense. It was, you know, I'm cramping up, I think, a little bit now as some of the players were on the floor. But I told my kids, you know, probably before the game too, like, this is why I coach at St. Ed's. You know, this is why we coach in big games like this, because of a crowd like that and a game like that. That's what we want.
You know, it's a big win for us. I don't know if the rankings really mean much, but they were ranked #1 in the area, and a lot of guys were doubting us how we were going to do this year against them. They had a lot more size, but we had a new style, and it played to our advantage tonight, and we pulled out a win, grinded out a win.
I just want to go and get some sleep. That's what's on my mind right now. Going through, I don't know, 7 quarters, 6 quarters of basketball, that was unbelievable. That was crazy win, too.
A lot of running, a lot of cramping, you know, but it's worth it.
I mean, double overtime game, you know, with your rival. I mean, that's the way it should be.
We came into this game knowing they were gonna, you know, get on some runs. They obviously cut our lead. We were able to force 2 overtimes. We just couldn't get it done. So it was just disappointing. But we'll see them again at the end of the season. The atmosphere is always fun to play, and it's great, phenomenal, especially with the student section right behind the hoop.
Right.
It's always live. It's fun for players on our team, for both teams, and the fans to watch.
Crazy game,
Right.
but you know, it's just we didn't execute at the end of the second quarter. I thought that hurt us. You know, down the stretch, play here or play there. You know, that's two good high school teams going at it. So.
Right.
They could hit open shots. We couldn't close out fast enough, and if we did, they would still hit it. So, I mean, if you make shots, you win the game.
Just who wanted it more, I think, and it comes down to luck sometimes too, which way the ball bounces, but we played hard.
We did play hard. I think it's really about the family. Like when we were going down, people picked us back up.
Nobody got down on anybody, you know. Coach Flynn was like, kids are missing free throws, you know, nobody sulked. They got back up the next play and made a big defensive stop there. Made a difference in another way. My shots were falling in the first half, and Ignatius made adjustments in the second half. I didn't do as much, offensively at least, but that's what guys like Matt stepped in the fourth quarter and overtime definitely, and he carried us. Oh my God, he's a spark plug. That's what I like to call him. He's our energy guy. He gets those loose balls, those rebounds, and he helps us get big W's.
Amazing. I mean, Danny has really kind of progressed throughout the season. He's building his confidence. He's shooting the 3 ball so well, but what he's starting to do now is take the ball to the basket. So he is kind of our, you know, we have Tommy Schmock as one of our leading scorers, but Danny Chambers is now really stepping up his game, and a huge reason why we won tonight. He's such a goofball. I mean, I love him to death. I mean, he drives me crazy, and he knows it because he'll go out there and turn the ball over 3 times, but then he'll make 3 shots in a row. He'll get a steal, get a rebound. And his effort in that, I think, second quarter, third quarter, where he just, you know, got some big steals, some big rebounds, he's kind of been the X factor now. You know, he came back from football. You know, we didn't have him much at the beginning of the season. He's getting his legs back, and if he can shoot the ball well and play well, you know, now we have another weapon that comes off the bench, and he's made us a better basketball team.
Sean's a warrior, you know. I think he's our heart in a way. He gets everybody together. He keeps the game going. And if there's somebody who gets the ball out to anybody else, he makes the big plays when they're needed.
I think he got hurt in the first quarter, the overtime quarter. Then I think I sprained his ankle. But then when we called timeout on the bench, he was like, "I'm not coming out." He wanted it. He wanted it. I was like, I agree with him. He's a leader. Probably the best point guard I ever played with, to be honest.
He's a warrior, and he wanted it more than anybody else.
I'll tear up. I think, you know, when your kid kind of goes down and he's grinding it out, and you know how bad he wants it. And you know, I thought he got hurt pretty bad when he went down, and he literally looked at me and just said, "Dad, you're not taking me out. I want this, and I'm going to stay in, and I'm going to do whatever I can." And he said that, you know. And what do? You know, as a dad, you want him to be okay, but as a coach, you want him in there. Tommy had already fouled out. We needed a guard in there, and I think Sean knew that. And, you know, he's always been very gritty. He's always been the guy that's always around the ball and getting on the floor. And tonight, that extra effort was a big reason why we won the game. What really changed in that game for us from the first half to the second half was our defensive effort. You know, we started getting stops. Once we kind of settled in, they did a great job of kind of taking us out of the way we play by making threes and shooting threes. So it was good to see us win a different way and win without making all those threes.
How do you guys stop this game?
beat them over there. I mean, it's a heck of a game. I'm sure I'm going to watch it on film and just kind of amazed at both teams. I mean, those guys, one, Ignatius, that's a great basketball team. They're big, they're skilled. They were coming down like it was nothing in the first half and kind of beating us at our own game. Stover's knocking down threes, going to the basket, Berger's knocking down threes. So we were in trouble for a while. You just got to give them credit too. They're on the road and they kept battling, and it's a great game.
We prepare in practice. This is what we come here for. St. Ed's. Big games, big crowd, big atmosphere.
Yeah, credit to them. They're a great basketball team, but I think that we started hitting shots when at the right time, and it'll be fun. One more matchup in a couple weeks, and maybe in the playoffs too.